right, welcome back. Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. Today we are joined by Dace's cat. Hello. Hello.
Say hey.
They don't speak, Dace.
They're not great podcast hosts.
I've tried to teach them for years, and they just nope.
They just won't do it. That voice you're hearing, that's my good friend Dace playing Benji. Say hi.
I don't want to.
Okay, fine. Now we're also joined by Brad playing Hank. Say hi.
Hello. Hello.
See how easy that was, Dace? And then we're joined, of course, by Jean playing Benedict.
The thing about cats is that they don't have good comedic timing. That's the problem.
Is that what's wrong with me and my cat?
Nice. Guys, how's it going? We were just talking about a guy who got struck by lightning and can now apparently recall vaguely what the weather conditions were on any day of his life, which is a real dog shit superpower. If you guys were to have a superpower, if you were to get bitten by a radioactive whatever and get a superpower, what superpower would you choose? You gotta choose one.
That would be an Animorph.
You'd be an Animorph.
Did you ever read the Animorphs?
I remember the Animorphs. It was popular when we were like teens and preteens.
Yeah.
I feel like the proliferation of furries is just really complicates that whole situation. You know,
We're already the most powerful animals on the planet. Why would you want to turn into a lesser animal?
a lesser.
Oh, that's speciest.
That's specious.
That's just specious.
What if I was an Animorph that could turn into humans? Like Humorph. Also, side note, just for all the listeners out there, one time I went to see Joe for his wedding, and he booked me a hotel.
Oh yeah.
That was hosting a furry convention.
Not my intent. Not my intent. Because I remember like we go like it was the hotel you were staying in, like because it was right there by the airport and you were leaving early the next morning. And we go to drop Dace off. Me, my wife, and Dace were like standing in the lobby, and down the hallway comes like this jingling sound. And it's like someone dressed as a giant cat with a bell around their neck. And we're just
we looked at each other and we kind of laughed.
Oh,
wait.
Wait, it was because Gabby had gone down the hallway to the bathroom and comes back with her eyes wide, and the guy was behind her. I guess we don't know it's the guy. Yeah. Like, and she's just like looking at us like, what the fuck is happening? And yeah, and then we're
Did he want you to pet him?
He didn't communicate with us.
He's a cat.
Like
he can't say hey. We've already covered
Bad
this.
comedic timing, yeah.
Poor comedic.
So we saw the first one. We were like, "That's weird."
What a
and
weird
then we
person.
saw another one.
Uh-oh.
And we were like, then our ears started to perk up, and then we saw another one. It just kept coming.
Didn't you go over and like kind of try to crash the convention?
Hell yeah, I did. That's like an anthropological dream. Like,
what's happening?
I mean, I'm a fan of people watching. Like, I love going to fairs and stuff to people watch the carnies and that kind of, So just to be able to be a fly on the wall at a furry convention was just so fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
Like,
did you dress up?
If somebody had offered me a free costume, I would have.
Because I just feel like you'd stick out like a sore thumb.
Well, there were
not
people
dressed up.
When I was leaving. There were people there like who were in different levels of furry. Like, yeah, there was the full like big outfit with the big mascot head and stuff. There are also just people wearing like a ears headband and a tail.
You just need to get a top hat and say "Milady," and you would have fit right in.
Isn't that a trilby? Isn't that?
I don't know what you call it.
Jean,
there was a guy.
Oh, go ahead.
We can move on.
Okay.
Reconsidering that.
Jean, what's your
superpowers?
What would your superpower? Yeah, pick one.
I used to, when I was in kindergarten, I used to want to be a fire truck. So I feel like I'd have to choose fire truck.
like,
The
like,
ability
like,
to be a fire truck.
like I imagine that
Look
you get bitten by a radioactive fire truck, and now you have the power to. Now you have all the powers of a fire truck.
You like
And the
spray
reason
pressurized
I remember
water.
this, yeah, no, everything. But also, I meant fireman to my grade school teacher, and then she laughed at me because I said fire truck.
Did I
But now
just
I'm just gonna lean into it.
did I just re-traumatize you right then by laughing at
It's
you
okay.
about your?
This
Well,
is
like,
every
I
day of
think
my
I-
life.
I think I mentioned this last time, but John, go look up AI generated movie Tom Hanks bus, and I think you
Okay.
will enjoy it based on that
Well,
description.
I
I'm just
imagine-
gonna get you one.
Fire
I'm-
truck related content from
I
Brad
imagine
now.
that you turn into a fire truck, but not like a fire truck that has the intelligence of Jean, like a transformer. It's just a fire truck. Like it's
It's just a fire truck.
you just whoop, and now you're a fire truck.
Cool. Tight.
Brad,
Right?
Brad, your superpower.
Trust fund
Ooh,
would be nice.
Ooh, the trust
Wait,
fund
what'd you say?
superpower. A trust fund.
Oh, trust fund.
Must
Just
be
give me
nice.
money.
Money is a lot like a superpower.
So we have an Animorph, a fire truck, and a trust fund kid. How about you, Joe?
Oh, probably like the ability to go back in time and like inhabit my own body with the knowledge I have now. Like just imagine like
Mm.
on one hand like it would totally change your life and you know it's but on the other hand like God like you always think like God if I could go back. Like maybe I just live with
What
more regret than than other people. I don't know. I'm like I just want to go back and fix the things.
No, I used to.
That'll drive you
that's-
insane.
I used to think about that exact scenario all the time. And then I realized it was ultimately fruitless and a complete waste of time. So I don't
Thank you.
anymore.
And you don't want to.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you don't want to invite those weird time paradoxes. Like that's just not a
No.
nice way to live.
That's
you know?
how you get a time paradox.
You could go
Yeah.
back in time and then bet on games you knew the outcome, and then you could get money that way too.
Yeah.
But then, how would you become a fire truck? I'm not tracking.
Well, but here's the thing:
Um,
you bet on the games, you get all the money in the world, like what Brad was talking about, and then you can afford to fund the science to turn yourself into a fire truck.
To get a
Drastic
fire
reconstructive
truckectomy.
surgery.
Yes, and while you're doing it, you can also, as a side thing, fund the Animorph research. So listen,
Okay.
what I'm
good
saying
work.
is that my superpower enables all of your superpowers, and you should say thank you to me right now.
Thank
I
you,
think
Joe,
you're-
in advance
You
for
think-
when you go back in time to your
Yeah,
younger
you see, no,
body.
that's already it's a
It's
paradox. Don't do it.
It's a paradox.
Don't
Don't do it.
destroy the universe by saying thank you at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much it would suck to be in your current state of mind, but trapped in a child's body, like a 4-year-old?
No, like
Depends on how young. I could get a lot more done, man.
imagine if you were this is a thought process I'd had before. Like, imagine if you were like okay, 9/11 happened in 2001, right? We were
Well,
all
allegedly.
oh,
Allegedly.
oh no, is there a
Oh, no.
conspiracy theory?
Oh no, no,
Oh
no.
no.
Let's move along.
We'll get to that
Kidding.
later. So imagine, you know, we were 10 when 9/11 happened, or 3 of us were 10. Jean, you were a little older, but you know, we were kids when 9/11 happened. Imagine if you went back, you know, like a year before 9/11 happened, and you, as a 9-year-old, picked up the phone, called the FBI tip line, and gave them all the details, like to try to warn them, right? Well, no one would listen to you because you're a kid. But then after 9/11, you'd be a 10-year-old sitting in an interrogation room,
Mm.
like with the NSA like interrogating you, like, how did you know? And you're like,
Yeah,
and you're like,
totally.
I'm from the future. And then
The real Delta Green would pop up.
and then the real Delta Green happens, and then you're being they're doing a live autopsy on you to try to figure out what makes you tick. And
And
that
also,
got dark
yeah.
really quickly.
if you went back in time in that same scenario, not 9/11, but like if you played music, like for example, when you're 5 years old, you'd be hailed as a virtuoso.
Right.
But then as you got older, you would never improve. You would still only have the level of experience that an adult has. So then you just be like a disappointment.
Well, you would still have, like, so if you started playing at an adult level when you were 10, by
Yeah,
the time you
you
were
would keep
30,
getting
you'd
better.
have 20 years more of experience.
But then you're back at a time paradox. How'd you get back? How'd you get back? You can't.
This
No,
is
it's
why
perpetual motion.
This is why we need Jean there. Like, we need
Guys,
people like Jean being like,
just-
guys, don't get in the time machine. It's
Don't
a bad
touch
idea.
time. Just don't fuck with time.
If it's like kind of a cool little if have y'all ever seen Primer? If y'all haven't, go watch it. It's
No.
like a low budget time travel thing. And the first thing they basically figure out how to go back in time like a day before, and the first thing they do is start betting on sports games because they know the
first
outcome.
thing.
And then they keep doing that and they start making money, but obviously more weird shit comes about because of this. But then they start watching one game and they're like, wait a second, did he fumble that? I don't remember him fumbling that. And that's like the beginning of like
That's good, actually.
a little weird
Shenanigans.
thing.
Was it called Primer?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's like a low budget movie, but it's super well done.
Yeah.
Isn't it insanely convoluted and like hard to grasp?
Yeah, because in this world, like, it doesn't create another branch reality. Like, they go back in time. If you go back a day, you have to avoid yourself because you are still there in the past.
Oh no. Oh no.
It doesn't change the time travel. Like, you will eventually do the same thing you just did, and it loops that way.
Don't like that.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, speaking of low budget things, Benji is
There it is.
Benji's currently standing in front of the lowest budget tea that he has ever seen, which is just gathering dark liquid from the ceiling.
I thought you were gonna go with, speaking of low budget things, our podcast.
Our podcast.
Oh.
That's also good.
This is prime time,
Yeah.
pal.
But you
Yeah, sorry.
guys are in the Samigina house. I say you guys. Two of you are standing in the Samigina house, looking into the downstairs bathroom at a strange bottle that has the name of Henry J. Samigina on it. Having broken in here, and then while everyone was gone, Hank, by complete happenstance, and listen, you guys need to know, I have a schedule of what happens throughout the day for these fucking people.
Jesus.
If Hank had
Jesus.
not looked out the window and done an alertness check and succeeded, that wouldn't have happened. You guys would have been walked up on. Count your lucky fucking stars. Hank has gone outside to encounter Philip Samigina. You guys are investigating these guys. It's becoming more and more obvious that the Samigina family, that the kind of corruption, the influence of the King in Yellow, having started several weeks ago when you were contacted by Dr. Barbas under the auspices of Delta Green, has spread. You guys have quote-unquote handled one of the spreads, one of the vectors for this in Las Vegas. But now you suspect that several of the people who work at the Dorchester have also been affected by this. And you are now in one of their homes. So, that being said, what do you do? Benji and Benedict are still in the home, are still inside the home. We'll cut to old Hank here in just a sec.
Benji, I think we need to grab that bottle.
Yep, own it.
And Benji will stick the bottle into his backpack
With the ID.
with the ID, correct?
We've probably got, I don't know, 5 minutes. Hank can maybe stall him for 5 minutes.
And
Well,
Joe,
that's plenty of time to drink some tea.
We're
remind
not
me.
touching
So
that
this
tea.
is this blackish liquid's dripping from the ceiling onto a hot plate into a bigger,
Yeah, so like it's dripping down, just drip, droop, and on the toilet is a hot plate. And on top of the hot plate is a kettle, and the top of the kettle is open. It's dripping down into the kettle and is like simmering, which is the source
And
of
there's
the
other
smell.
cups around it that were empty.
It looks like you would go so far as to say it looks like someone's been drinking this.
Jesus.
Few things I want to do. First of all, the bottle that has Henry Samigina's name on it,
Yeah.
was it sealed?
No, it's open. And it appears,
It's open.
It appears to be empty.
And it's empty. Roger that. I want to take a sample of this liquid somehow.
Well, lucky
we
for
had a
you, you have a
bottle.
bottle. Yeah.
I don't know if we should use that bottle. No, I would discourage. Is there anything else around? I want to use that bottle. No eyebrows, Joe. Is there anything else around in the room?
I super don't want to do that because that's the obvious route. Like, that's metagamey. Damn it, I think I got to do it. It would make sense. We're in a time crunch, and that's the only vessel that I have.
Okay, yeah, I imagine Benji's just like, fuck, and just like, just just picks up the kettle, pours about half of it into, about half a bottle's full into this bottle, and
Yes.
uses the, I say it's got one of those, like, I don't know what you call them, it's got like one of those, like little metal stoppers that you
Yeah.
use to
Latch,
close.
know what you're
latch
talking about.
cork made sense to me.
Yeah, like a latch
I know
cord.
exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
And you cork it, stick it in the backpack. Outside, Hank, you walk down the mud room, you close the door behind you, you lockpick the door in a way which you could pretty easily lock it again on your way out. And I'll assume you do that. You like lock it behind you.
The Samahina
Yeah.
house. Old.
That's kind of Hank's thing.
I mean, they're still in the house.
Yes.
We did open a window.
So
I will do that. Sure.
Okay.
I will do that. But I'm assuming the door to the actual home is always unlocked.
yeah,
no,
like the
they went-
room, the door to the mud room is unlocked, but then the room to
Yeah.
these two separate households, the doors.
Right.
unlocked.
All right.
So you go down, and by the time you get out of the mud room, you can see like Philip Samhina is walking down the street, still about probably 100 meters away.
I'm guessing there's some kind of fence. Whatever. I'm gonna walk out hastily to the street area, kind of the public sidewalk, and stand there.
All right, you do so. Roll me a human. Human intelligence. Tell me what you get.
Success 6 under 61.
Okay. You're pretty good at reading people. You see this man, he's walking. He's wearing scrubs. He looks, you know that he is an orderly at a hospital. And he's walking, he's like on his phone, and he glances up and sees you. And when he sees you, he like double takes at you. Hank, you get the sense that this is not a what is this person in front of my house double take. There's a hint of recognition there. Almost like he knows you. But very quickly his face kind of evens out. And he puts his phone in his pocket. And he's like, I mean, you are wearing your FBI thing and you're standing directly in front of his home. And he says, good morning, officer.
Good morning, sir. We've got reports of a gas leak in the area. I'm just now going to my car. I'm going to have to put tape around this entire section of the block. We got more guys coming down soon. Do you live in the neighborhood?
Yeah, I live right here. Roll me a luck roll. Roll me a luck roll. Let's see what happens here.
Fuck! 87.
We don't have gas in our house.
Well, it could be coming. We haven't narrowed down. We don't even know if it's gas. We haven't narrowed down the leak yet. It could be, like I said, this entire block. We're not entirely sure. For your safety, let me get your name, your ID, and if you could just clear the area, frankly.
All right. If you're going to try to attempt to get him to not enter his home, you're going to need to roll me something.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do.
I mean, I'm thinking, like, you could persuade him. If you're kind of going this, like, you're trying to, like, swing your, like, your law enforcement clout around, then maybe a law. Maybe you can convince him that he has to do what you say.
Could he get a bonus
Threaten
if he
to sue
flashes
him.
his badge?
I mean, he's already wearing... You have a certain amount of authority already. Like, you're wearing... Like, you probably have your badge on your hip kind of thing. You have your FBI windbreaker, and your bulletproof vest says FBI across it.
Well, this guy knows who I am, and Hank knows he kind of knows who we are.
He's clocked.
And it's not beyond... It's... I mean, you know, fucking... What's his name? Sent out... basically, watch out for us, you know, to what's her name in Vegas. So who knows how many other people involved with this. They've been like,
hold on, I got lost on those. What's his name and what's her names? Who sent?
Oh, that Barbas. I think that Barbas.
Barbas basically, you know, sent something to Ophelia and was like, these guys are trying to interfere. I forgot the exact context.
Okay.
With
Do you
us, so
think that because they're affiliated with the Encounter Group, that's how he recognizes us?
Yep. Like Mosby sent something. Barbas rather sent something out probably to them is what I'm going towards at this moment. But anyway,
Make me that roll. I wanna.
all right, I'll try law.
I wanna see what you do.
I'll try. Failure again.
All right. Yeah. Philip, he's like, listen, sir. Like, I've got like a few minutes. Like, I just need in and out. Like, I need to grab some stuff. I need to grab my lunch, and I'm out of here. Just real quick. I don't even have gas. It's not my house. I gotta go. I gotta get in here.
Okay, Hank's.
Okay, I will say this. I will say this. You guys did open a window. Okay? I will say that you guys can make this out from inside. And that obviously you're aware that this interaction is probably going to happen. That Benedict and Benji can be aware of how well or how poorly this is going.
Okay. We can cut back to them, but Hank, I understand that I failed the role, but Hank's gonna continue, like, kind of walk with him, be like, still kind of be like, talk really loud, you know.
Oh,
So
you want to go in the house?
At the very least, let me, if you would allow me to come in and just look around. It's best for the safety of the entire neighborhood, you know.
Okay. So he'll when you say that, he's like, all right. Okay, I guess. I guess that's okay. He's like, you know, he gets his keys, and he's obviously unhappy with the fact that you want to come upstairs, but he doesn't seem to be stopping you. And he's like, I guess.
Okay.
I'm telling you, like, we don't have any gas in our house. So back to the other two of you. You guys see that these two, and maybe one of you was like looking out the front door or looking out the front window, and you guys see that these guys are coming, and you can hear
Benji.
You can very much hear Hank. You know, oh yes, I will come
Benji.
with you.
I think he's coming in. He's coming in. The situation is fluid. What are we gonna do? Are we going with a black bag? Are we gonna black bag, or are we gonna try and get out?
I don't want to black bag this fella, but I gotta find out what's in that attic.
We don't have the time.
It's not the attic. It's just another floor to the house.
Or the next floor, yeah.
Oh, on the next floor up?
Yeah.
Okay, we're on the second floor, and the source of
Yeah.
the dripping is on the third floor.
Yes.
Third floor. We don't have the time, and it might be dangerous getting up there. I think we need to neutralize him. And if we... So, pretty much we need to contain him as well. He's on our list.
This is
This
this is
confirmed
also
that he's part of it.
this is also not a good time for a conversation.
No. So, Benji, I'm making an executive. You gotta back me up. We're going to jump him as soon as he's in the door.
Well, let's talk about this for a second.
Oh, okay. Tell me what you're thinking.
I need to know what you guys are doing.
Benji's going to defer to Benedict on this one.
All right, man. If that's what you want to do, he's coming in.
Yeah, I think we're
Got
gonna
a
have to jump
bogey
him and
coming in
neutralize him.
hot.
Oh, speaking of which, switch off that damn kettle. That's not how you make tea. Switch that off. That's a hazard. This is very flammable. And he switches that off in that moment of time.
Tea from a hot plate. These goddamn barbarians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, are you? All right. So you guys are getting ready to attack someone, is what it sounds like. But you don't have like any of your black bag equipment. You didn't tell me you brought that with you, so I'm gonna assume you don't.
No, we don't have. There's no black bagging. It's more just to neutralize him. Probably
There's
try
no
and
bag blacker than the void of death.
Okay. that's a take. So what are you guys doing? Like,
So,
as, like you hear Hank and Philip enter the door, the mudroom downstairs.
So Benedict will turn to Benji. Benji, you stand there with the bottle. You make it very clear that you have the bottle. If things go south, if he manages to overcome me, I'm going to try and detain him and make him unconscious via an unarmed combat roll. And if that doesn't go well, you're going to have to threaten his child with whatever they believe in with that stupid bottle.
Jesus Christ.
All right, I think I'm tracking. It seems pretty
All right, good.
drastic. But damn it, Benedict, I'm in.
Hank fumbles to cut off his walkie-talkie as they're discussing.
It's like it's been blaring this whole time. Threaten this child.
No. Jambulance took care of that. We're good.
Oh yeah, you guys have no radio contact with each other whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing on his phone. I think he was faking the whole time.
Well, like, yeah, you're like, as he's walking up, he's probably like kind of like smacking his phone or like holding it up in the air, like he just lost
No
all his signal.
yeah.
Okay. So so you guys are not hiding. Is my big question.
think
Behind the
this is-
door. So when he opens the door, gonna jump in. Not hiding. But element of surprise, definitely.
Okay. All right, Hank, you don't know what is coming. I assume you allow Philip to walk ahead of you so that he can unlock the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
I reckon so.
All right. Philip walks ahead of you. He's like really.
Hank
like,
will like. Okay, yeah.
Well, he's like fumbling for his keys. He's like, I'm telling you, officer, I don't really know what's going on here.
Well, it's better safe than sorry. We don't. I do. What is that, Oda? You doing some renovation around? Yeah.
Oh, we just doing some painting, you know. There's about this time, Hank, he turns around away from you, and maybe you didn't get a really good clock on it earlier because he was facing towards you. He has a backpack on. It's the exact same backpack that Esther had before. As he fumbles with the keys.
That she was brought back from when we followed her from the Dorchester she was wearing.
Yeah, that she like got out of her car. He opens the door. All right, I will need you guys to make me some type of. I want you both to make me a stealth roll to see how much of a jump you do get on this guy.
Can we any bonuses? Given that we're in an advantageous position, perhaps?
Yeah, I'll buy it. 20%.
Yes.
I don't even need it. Benji got an 8.
Very good.
And Benedict got a failure. 86 over 35.
All right. When you guys were Philip goes in, and Benji, you're like behind the corner pretty good. But maybe, something happens, or maybe, Benedict gets just a little bit too, like, he like is like peeking around a bit, like trying to, and Philip opens the door very quickly, like much quicker than you thought he would, and he clocks you as you, as he's opening the door, and he just stops and, what the fuck?
Attempt to knock him out.
What is happening? What is happening right
Attempt to
now?
knock him out.
Benji smashes
Direct
his child's
attack.
bottle over his head. No.
Like an egg. Just a direct attack. I'm gonna unarmed combat to try and get him in a grapple.
I guess if Hank sees they're still in there and he yells that, Hank will. Can Hank just like hit him with the butt of the gun on the back of the head? Attempt like a straight up knockout?
Like in the movies.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Exactly.
You're not gonna run it like that. Like,
Yeah, I know.
You'll fucking kill him before you knock him out. Traumatic brain injury. So I know we established that we don't have black bag equipment. Do we have pepper spray?
I would say you would have what is normally on your belt as a law enforcement officer, which would typically I would say, God, I don't know, would you have brought it with you?
The problem with this shit is then we're gonna get in a bunch of screaming, and we don't want screaming in the middle of
There's
the
nobody
day.
around. No, we can't. No, guys, we can't debate this. We have to just react.
Yeah,
Unarmed attack.
It's
That's what I'm saying.
It's a bit too late.
Yeah,
It's too late for this.
that's fair.
Okay. So to that end, so you all are gonna get an attempt to attack him. Benedict and Benji are gonna attack normally. If you're just gonna try to rush up and try to like grab him, I guess.
Yep.
But Hank is going to get an advantage because he's in a very advantageous position, being directly behind him. So, that being said, what are each of you gonna do? I guess first and foremost would be Hank.
All right, I know there's mechanic for a crack shot. Is there a mechanic for a movie knockout with the butt of a gun type thing?
Most realistic way to take somebody out is to choke them out. I
It's
feel
do
like.
like a
Right.
chokehold.
That's what I'm going
Right.
for.
I guess
like an unarmed
I guess
choke.
that's. All right, I'll
Also,
try that.
Joe, combat music.
Oh, okay. I don't have it set up. It's
Damn.
you'll just have
Okay,
to-
I'll do it.
You're gonna have to deal.
I'm gonna try to like just like as soon as I seem like chokehold.
And try to grab him. Okay. Let me. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Impact cold. Trying to find the
What you
best
looking
way
for?
to go
I can
about
help.
this to like actually lay hands on somebody and hold them down, which is like kind of how I'm thinking about this.
Yeah.
Attack. Pin. We're gonna go with pin.
Sounds reasonable.
Like there is. So this holds a target down, and they can take no actions except to escape. So, and this is going to be I believe, give me like a strength or athletics, I believe.
Are you raging right now? Did you add your
is your
modifier for your
barbarian
strength?
rage activated?
Definitely.
All right, I'll do athletics, I suppose.
Let me see.
I think
here.
strength, eh?
Let me see. Blah 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 blah. It doesn't actually say what you should use for this. Actually, I'm gonna say probably in the position that you are. I'm gonna say you could probably use either unarmed or strength.
It says.
Well, then I'm gonna use unarmed.
An attempt to immobilize a target either on the ground or up against something using unarmed combat. This is possible only if your agent has both hands free and is
there you go.
hand-to-hand range.
Unarmed combat.
If it succeeds,
we're gonna go
target
with
is
Give
that.
yourself
defended.
a plus 20.
Because he's a man and not a woman.
Success.
Ooh, just a success.
Phew.
Oh
That
no.
doesn't.
No,
Yeah,
you
you're
would.
right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, what was it like? Because normally you have a 60 and you had a 20 plus. No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Hank,
Yeah.
you get your arms on this guy, around the neck, like ready to go.
Nice.
And it's just and he doesn't have a moment. Just as you get your arm completely around, stabilized on the inside of your opposite elbow. Something weird happens. Hank, you get your hand around Philip's neck. The two of you go forward to attack him. And it's hard to explain. But you see Philip's visage fall back and off of his head. As
What?
you see a hood float back off of him. And you see Philip fade into the face of his wife, Esther Samigina. And she is
What the fuck?
Oh.
she is wearing this long flowing cloak over herself.
Okay.
It would be super cool if I could get sanity checks from everybody.
Oh god.
She's a
and
humomorph.
once again,
No, I've got to figure
Once
it out.
again-
She's a humomorph, guys.
Joe puts us in a
Jesus.
situation where we're beating up women again.
You thought you were.
Let it be noted, this was not our choice.
Oh god.
Yeah. What were we thinking?
You thought you get to fight a man? Not in my game.
Success
Okay, so that's
from
why the
Benedict.
backpack was the same. And that makes me think that it's her
Yeah.
husband that's dead on the 3rd floor because his car hasn't been driven in weeks. So what the hell happened to the kid? Also, John,
Jesus.
do you mind rolling a sanity for me?
I don't think I can on yours. Or it's
Ooh,
going to be the same.
I could-
Yeah,
I
it'll
would
be
prob-
the same. You can do it.
I can do it.
Yeah, it makes sense why there's no talking in the fucking house.
Yeah, but how did
Yeah.
she make 3 of them appear?
I don't know.
Did she do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
So this is Benji's role here. So it's a failure for Benji, a success for Benedict, failure for Hank. All right, you guys are not going to. Oh no, it's just one. You guys take 1 sanity damage. I will annotate that on your sheet for
Okay.
old Benji.
Thanks.
Can Hank deflect?
Of course you can. Does Benji want to deflect?
No, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I want to deflect to Cindy.
All right, roll that D4. What do you get?
It's a 1.
All right. Remove 1 willpower. Remove 1 bond point from Cindy.
A dangerous game you're playing.
I'm on the breaking point.
He's on the
or
br-
about
yeah,
to
he's on
be,
the brink.
Yeah,
I
you
can't.
you have to.
Okay.
He didn't get to go to a support group and talk.
Yeah, he didn't get to air out
Hank,
all of his crazy
know it
laundry.
It might not be the time right now, but I know some folks you should talk to.
I think you're holding one of them. So, Joe, mechanics-wise, I think pin is actually just a way to immobilize the target, but we're still gonna have to get their HP down and pretty much beat into them.
Very true. So the other two of you being shocked, but not shocked so much that you can't stand it. Wait a second. Hold on. Somebody in your group has a bit of a problem with the unnatural. Has catatonic fugues.
Shit.
Oh no.
So let me see.
Catatonic.
Fugue is in
Yeah.
like the musical composition, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Benji, if you take sanity damage from the unnatural, it has a tendency to trip these catatonic fugues that you experience, or you can repress them.
I guess I should have deflected, but I'm not going to be a weasel and go back on that. So, what are the mechanics of suppressing?
I'm glad you asked. We're going to learn this together.
Kind of crazy that hasn't happened before. But
Yeah.
I think it's just because we always forget.
Yeah, we always forget. Let's see. Okay, so here's how it works. First, you will roll a d4, and this will reduce your willpower and a bond. Very, very similar.
Fine.
Very similar to deflecting.
D4.
Your d4. Roll the d4.
Alright.
Tell me what you get.
2.
All right. Reduce your willpower by a d4, and let's talk about your bonds. You have Sandy, Zara, and Dr. Wendy Wright, who's your old professor. You need 2 bond points off of them.
How many points do I have with my mentor?
11.
I'll deflect from that.
Okay. Now, here's the thing, though. You still need to roll a sanity roll right now. If
This
you
is
fail,
So, quick one. Was that
if you fail,
was that 2 willpower points as well as a deflection?
correct. So if you fail, you will still experience the fugue. It's typically better to deflect than it is to try to repress the damage.
Yeah, that's like very stacked. Not in my favor.
Keep in mind,
But,
this makes a lot more sense in situations where you would take sanity damage even if you failed. That's basically how this is typically. But this is a if you passed, you take 0. If you fail, you take 1. So that's the way this goes down.
Okay, well, I'm gonna roll a sanity check. I got a 32. I'm not sure what I'm at.
You passed. You passed because
Okay.
you are currently at a 36.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Benji, you push down. You can feel yourself starting to waver on your feet as you can feel yourself start to sink back in this dissociative fugue. But you hold it together and you repress it for the time being. That being said, both of you have this person in front of you. So, Benji, you're first. What do you want to do? What do you even want to do, man?
I think he suppresses his catatonic state by channeling the power
Of the blues and boogie woogie.
Okay.
and
An old T Model Ford song starts playing in his head, and he feels a rage course through his veins.
Yeah.
And he just starts kicking this fella's nuts.
This woman's.
I guess
Fellow
this is a girl
who's
now.
She's a woman.
a
now.
woman.
A lady now. So mechanically, they're restrained, but we just have to take them down to. How do you knock somebody out?
Here's the thing. I need to know what your intent here is.
To immobilize them.
To immobilize them. Okay, you have things.
They're already immobilized.
They're currently being
Okay.
held. Esther Samigina now is being held by Hank, and he has a pretty good hold on her. You don't think she's gonna be able to do anything right now. So you think if you want to further immobilize her, you don't really have the equipment to do it. You didn't bring your snatcher duct tape, or any of your cool black bag stuff. But you
I
could beat
did.
her to a pulp if you want.
I will. So here's my argument.
Okay.
The first thing I did when I came into this apartment is open all the cabinets and all the drawers.
Okay.
Everybody knows there's that one drawer in the kitchen that's just filled with junk.
The junk
The
drawer.
junk drawer.
Tape.
Yep.
And it usually has tape in it. Do I
Roll.
need to roll?
Luck roll.
Yeah, I figured that was coming.
Let's see.
Shit, 59.
Not lucky. You didn't see any tape when you were in
What
there.
kind
It's-
of junk drawer doesn't have tape in it?
There's stuff going on. You know, the king in yellow took it. All right, and it's just
So just mechanics-wise, so we get bonuses against the target
pinned
that's
target.
pinned by 20%.
Yeah.
And they get to escape or attempt to escape once per turn.
right.
Okay, fine. Benji yanks his belt off, and he's like,
Boys, give me your belts.
His pants drop around his ankles.
"No, I'm serious." He takes his belt off, and he attempts
Love
to
it.
bind.
Give me. I
Bro,
would
that is gonna
say
be.
It's gonna be difficult.
I don't know how much. That is so hard to do.
That's awesome.
Okay, she is restrained.
What do you mean that's hard to do, Brad?
It's just hard to do.
Take your belt
What
off?
are you trying? And restrain someone with a belt.
Yeah, but I would say that
Yeah.
belts aren't super
Start
good
with
at
the
that.
legs.
Here's the thing, keep in mind. So let's think about this way. She's restrained and currently fighting off Hank. She cannot really resist you in this so much while she's fighting him. Also, belts are not super good. Like, it'd be easier if you had rope or something like that, right? So this is an improvised thing. So for those two reasons, I'm going to allow you to do a flat check with no bonuses. It's going
I see. It
it's going
cancels
to
out.
even out. So, I don't know what kind of check you're going to make, though. Honestly, like, maybe like like an athletics or a dex or something. Or an unarmed combat? What do you think? What do you think Benji's going into this? What do you think how is he trying to leverage himself?
I think Dex makes the most sense,
Okay. I'll roll a
and I
dex.
say that not even knowing what my Dex is.
Yeah, so roll those dice and
Not
let's
bad.
see. You tell me what you get.
Shit. Crack die. So I got a 10 and a 7. 17.
17. Okay. You managed to get this belt around Samigina's hands. She's gonna have a very, very difficult time moving about and whatnot. Because we got. Okay. She is now going to attempt to escape. She is going to do her escape check.
Does she go before Benedict?
She does.
That's sad. Why is Benedict so slow?
Why is he so slow? Why did you make him that way?
No, which attribute is it that makes him that?
Dex.
Dex, okay.
Why did you do that to him? Why did you make
Because he's
him stink?
super charismatic,
So
good at
bad.
talking.
So bad. Let me see what she's got here. She's going to use probably her.
Ask her for tea, quick.
Obviously. Ask
Dude.
her.
Ma'am, sorry for this.
She,
I saw a teapot. Can
she-
I use it?
She points into the the bathroom.
Yeah.
Be my guest.
What is the base unarmed combat? It's 40.
So roll either strength.
Okay, they're both going to
Or
be the
unarmed
same
combat.
for her. So we're going to roll here.
And it's
Let's see
a
what we
defense
got.
roll against the person.
It's a 68.
the
That is a
agent.
failure for her. She does not get it. Benedict.
Okay, I like your belt thinking. I'm gonna also take off my belt, and for him, he's
So
also
now
got
there's
very
two
big
people
pants.
standing with their pants around their ankles.
Yes, and he too will try to constrain. Well, actually,
So
no.
it's not a good
He
look,
takes-
fellas. This is not a good look.
Truly not a good look. When
It
it's bad
keeps
enough to
happening.
punch the women, and we somehow found a way to sink even lower.
Oh god.
Let's just
What is happening? Oh jeez. All right.
fucking push through.
All right. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
I think our intention is to just constrain her
Okay.
further. So like, we're pretty much constraining.
Okay. You can take a plus 20 if you're going to attempt to like get her ankles or something. You see, Benji, you take this lead.
And what was that? Unarmed combat or dex?
Give me a dex or an unarmed combat. Whatever you think
Right.
is more applicable. I'd say probably.
And monkey see, monkey do, plus 20. Critical success.
Nice.
Hogtied.
All right, yeah, you get the
Nice.
belt around her ankles, and Hank's got her. He's got her in a headlock. Her wrists have been like restrained. Like Benji's done like a surprisingly good job, and you do an incredible job. You get it so tight. It's like you probably get it like like maybe you like tie it up like kind of high, like around, like that's like even more disabling. But she is like, maybe it's because Benedict's gained a little weight over the years, so he's got a little more belt,
It's a lot of
than
Arby's.
Benji. Yeah, it's a lot of Arby's over the years. And
That's the flavor of the crit. Being pudgy.
Right.
Way to go, man.
But you were able to like, you guys think that you have her pretty well, and the only reason she's not currently yelling is because she's in a chokehold. Otherwise, she'd be screaming right now. That being said, guys, you guys are so lucky at this shit. You have her in a place. It does not take any time. There's a bathroom right there. You can like pull the hand towel off and like shove it in her mouth, right?
And then take her belt off.
Nope. Her
No.
belt stays on. So you guys have Esther
Gag over
Samigina. You guys have Esther Samigina. She has this, and you're looking at this cloak. It's like this long, flowing thing. It's like multicolored, and you see all throughout it. It doesn't take much studying to see that all throughout it on the trim are this writing that looks like this kind of Russian writing. Benji knows it as Tartesian, and all interspersed throughout are the yellow sign, all throughout this thing.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Okay. So she's on the ground at this point, constrained, and
Yes.
these 3 men are towering over her.
Yes.
Benedict's going to lean down and say, "Listen, we don't want to hurt you, although we have, and I apologize profusely for
Look,
that.
we don't want to hurt you. We know we have, but that wasn't the intent.
I have an important question for you right now, and if I detect the faintest hint of you trying to answer in the wrong way, I'm gonna have to hurt you. Is there anybody else here, or any other machines that could hurt us in this apartment?" And he's gonna check against a human to make sure that she's not lying.
Okay, are you like removing the gag from her mouth, or are you just like getting a
I
yes
just
or
want
no?
to I want to see a nod or a opposite of a nod.
She doesn't do either. Her eyes and her mouth turn up into a comically exaggerated smile with this rag in her mouth, and you just hear
That's an unpleasant cackle.
as she's just like, her eyes are wild, her pupils are dilated. She's not even struggling anymore. She's just like, and you feel like she's laughing at you.
Okay.
Damn.
Let's check the backpack, guys. And keep an eye out.
All right. At this point, fellas, yes. Let's. Hank hands over the backpack. He's like, I feel we are. Our time is limited here at the moment. Let's try to do whatever we're gonna do and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, maybe check the backpack out later. Let's just see what's going on the 3rd floor.
Oh, we're right here. Let's do the backpack quick.
Okay.
Quick. Who knows
All right.
what hellish thing is dripping down from the 3rd
You
floor?
open up the backpack. The backpack now appears to be quite empty, where before it looked like it was, had something in it. It doesn't take much for you to think like, shit. You think that Esther may have previously probably had this robe, this long, flowing robe, in this backpack.
This robe of illusions.
All right.
Yeah, that is interesting. Do we have time for Benji to roll an occult on that robe?
You're gonna get nothing.
All right. Next.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Somebody needs to stay here.
It's
with,
unnatural. It's literally like, I mean, you guys saw what it did, and Hank, you were talking to Philip outside. It was his voice. It looked like him. Like everything was perfect. Like this was not some trick of the eye. Like it was him. Like you're sure of it.
Yeah.
Benedict does.
You don't have to understand.
Benji does have an
it.
unnatural.
Keep in mind, it is unnatural. Yes, you don't have to understand it.
What are the stats on this road?
Benji rolls
All right.
detect magic.
You roll detect magic. What level?
Next thing,
what level caster are you?
Oh my gosh. Stay
12th
focused.
level.
No, stay focused.
Go ahead, Brad.
Next thing, Hank's like, we have to clear this room. We have to clear this apartment. I'm going upstairs. Someone should probably stay with Esther.
Yeah. In
I'll
this
stay with her.
time, you can probably, secure her even better. If one of you basically wants to sit on her, or like whatever. Like she is sufficiently contained, you believe.
Okay, Benji's gonna follow Hank up to the 3rd floor.
Wait, Joe, are
Okay,
you saying we
Hank.
can leave her downstairs?
I'm not telling you what to do with
What
her.
do we need to-
I'm saying that whoever is with her,
Alright.
like one person can handle her.
Alright, I'll handle her then. I'll stay down here.
Hank,
Guys,
just
take
hold-
take this flashbang. And he reaches into his loose pants and gives Hank a flashbang.
Thank you. He puts it in his jacket, and Hank hastily but carefully makes his way upstairs.
Like you have your gun out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You start heading up. There's this really narrow stairwell that goes up to the 3rd floor, and the all around, all on the walls, you now see the sheen of this linseed oil that's been painted over, and it's still pretty strong. And the smell, which was which was increased down towards the small bathroom downstairs. As you're going up, you kind of get to a place where it seems like you're getting away from the smell, but then it seems like you're getting closer to it again. On the 3rd floor landing, there are 3 doors ahead of you, and if you kind of reference your map here in front of you, you'll kind of see that this is, if you're looking at the map, you see where I'm pinging. You come up these stairs, and there's this big kind of open landing that appears to be has been transformed into kind of a sewing room. That there's some tables and a big kind of new looking sewing machine sitting there, and what looks like clothes and costumes all scattered around, all over. So, and as you come up, you see that all across the colors you see are red and gold and yellows, and one of the first thing that jumps out to you is this image of, is one of these coats that looks like one of those double-breasted old school bellhop kind of outfits, kind of costumes. Benji, you've seen this before.
Where have I seen this before?
When you guys had returned to your burn site, the canonical location of the murder board on Roll20,
Yeah.
you had heard something and seen someone upstairs. A strange, clunky, puppety type movements that was wearing a very hotel-y bellhop kind of outfit. And it really reminds you of this right here. In addition to that, you see that around on the tables are long, flowing, golden, silvery robes that both of you recognize from the encounter group. There's a big pile of papier-mâché masks all laid out to dry. And there's what looks like a big bowl or a cooking pot that looks like someone's been making papier-mâché in. And each one of these masks looks meticulously made to be nigh, indiscernible from each other. If you want to investigate
All
any
right.
of that a little closer, you absolutely can. This is just what you're seeing from walking by.
We done found the prop design for the encounter group, Hank. It's the most nefarious thing possible.
Set design.
Hank is not gonna look at that any closer and gonna just start clearing the rooms.
Benji just wants to find the source of the thing that's rotting through the ceiling.
Judging from where you are, you think that you would need to go to the top, like basically like kind of like
the bath.
the top right.
Yeah.
There
I
is
see what you're talking
there's
about.
a small bathroom and like there's a small what looks like it may probably to a bathroom right here, but there's another bathroom on the other side of it. From where Benji, Dace, you can't see the screen, you can't see the map from where you are, but basically, Brad, if you can see this, like you think you'd have to travel through one of the other rooms, which is probably like the master bedroom. You think that
It looks
might be-
like that bathroom. Okay, it's going to be the master bathroom is where
You think so?
we think the source is.
There is a smaller
All right.
bathroom right here.
Yeah, Hank will hastily look in the bedroom and the bathroom on his way to the master bath just to make sure there's no one else, and whatever he can glean, obviously, from just looking in there. But
Okay, you pop open real quick the other bedroom, and it's very, very obvious. Maybe you and Benji both get on each side of the door. You pop it open real quick, guns trained inside. It's very evident that this is the bedroom of a teenage boy. It's like it's little, clothes kind of thrown here and there, neat enough. Posters on the wall, looks like it's in the wrap. It's like different performers and stuff like on the walls. There's a bunch of weights that have been like pushed underneath the bed. All on the walls with the posters are hand drawings of someone who's obviously talented but probably quite untrained artist. And maybe as you're looking, it'd be a quick peek. You see that there's a desk and there's some like drawing supplies and stuff like that. The big thing that draws your attention is in the middle of the room is some type of cardboard diorama. It's like almost 3 feet tall, almost 3 feet wide in every dimension. And just as you're looking at it, it looks like a city on top, but then a similar city reflected upside down on the bottom.
the boy's gone too. He's corrupted. Okay.
Benji's gonna
Hank-
take a quick picture of that with his phone.
You can take a quick picture if you're going to move immediately on to another room. If you want to investigate this, then you need to tell me you're going to investigate this. But if you're just taking a quick look, tell me what you're doing.
Taking a picture.
Okay, take a quick picture. And you're going to investigate
Hank.
the other bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay. You look at the other bathroom. You open it up, and inside is a scene that is a little bit familiar. On the vanity by the bathroom in front of the mirror is a pile of books, like all sorts of books, like piled up, like they've like just stacked on the sink. As you look in, like that's the big thing you notice. You see that looking like you see a stain that looks like it's almost seeping underneath the wall. That looks like it's coming from the other side, a similar dark stain. It smells a little strong in here. And on the mirror, you would have to sit and study it for a bit and see what's up. There's something, looks like maybe scratched or marked on the mirror. But it would take, you'd have to actually get up in there and like kind of deal with it.
Noted. There's things of interest in each room. I guess Hank makes his way to the master bedroom.
Okay. You guys again open the master bedroom door, both on each side. The first thing you see is it's like there's a king size bed and there's a dresser, and you see there's another door off the side. On the bed are 2 sets of clothing set out and like clothes pinned together in the way that you would wear them. One is a set of men's clothing, like older man's clothing, which include, which are like some scrubs and a jacket. And the other one are what appears to be like a teenage boy's clothing, like ripped jeans, like a band tee, like a graphic tee. And they're all like on a coat hanger and clipped together, like with clothespins, as if you could pick them up and it would be the, like in the orientation that you would wear them.
What?
Okay. Everything else appears to be fairly normal. There are scraps of cloth everywhere. Well, there's something I forgot to tell you about the bathroom, the middle bathroom. There was a weird metal door. I'm sorry, this is important. I totally forgot. This is my bad. In the bathroom, there is a weird little metal door in the wall. It's about a foot by foot kind of size. It's like a little, and it has like a handle, and then you like pull it down, and it looks like it would open like a little door.
That's where they keep the deadly Carcosian imp.
Yeah, that's their Carcosian clockwork cabinet. It's right there.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing else unless you search hard. There's nothing. You're not gonna find anything else in the bedroom for right now if you're just doing a quick look.
Is there a bathroom in the master bedroom? Is there a master bath?
Yes, there's another door.
Yeah,
this one very.
We're making our way there. That's where the source of this flat shit.
Very similar to downstairs. This one has towels, like shoved underneath it, and there's tape all around. You see, this is where the tape was. It was up here all along. That there is someone has taped up the seams of the door.
All right, Benji, get ready.
You ever seen that movie Midsommar?
I don't think it exists in 2015.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a time traveler. I was actually born into the body of a child with the mind of an adult. It's been a real struggle.
Hank
trying to
immediately knows this is just one of his
fits.
Fits, and continues to open the door.
All right, let's do this.
All right. The fan is running. The lights are on. When you open the door, is a full-size bathroom. The big, wide tub and shower, toilet, and like a long vanity. The door's unlocked, and as soon as you open the door, if there had been any doubt about what you were smelling before, it is now completely dispersed. Yes, is there this weird chemical smell? Yes, does it kind of smell like someone's tried to cover it up with some weird spicy floral scent? Maybe. Like incense or something? Maybe. You know what this is. This is the smell of death. Of absolute putrefaction. Maybe it smelled exotic at one point in time, but now, no. The bathtub is full of bottles of bleach and Drano and rubbing alcohol, and there's like a can of denatured alcohol in there, like camp fuel, and they're all poured in, and you see that the tub is almost full of this thick looking black ichor, and it looks that like a significant amount of it has spilled out onto the floor and is seeping down through and like even into the wall next door.
They were trying to dissolve a dead body?
Well, that sounds like.
So yeah.
Jesus.
As you guys peer around, you see there is a mirror. The bedroom or the bathroom mirror would look normal except for the fact, it's like a 4-section mirror. 3 of the sections have been broken, and the one of the sections in the middle has a strange series of lines etched and drawn all over it, and to no surprise, it is the yellow sign etched into the mirror. Yeah.
Damn.
That's one of the things that you see on the counter. There is one of those, those small voice recorders that have the tiny little tape in them.
Yeah.
There's one of those sitting, kind of precariously sitting on the edge. of the counter invitingly, as if calling you
Let's
to it.
let's
Benji will
listen to
pick.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hear a distant rumbling from downstairs, and it sounds like Benedict trying to be subtle. Be like, "Where are you guys going? What's happening? Don't be dead."
Don't be dead. You secure the room. You're looking around. I imagine Benji reaches down, picks up the recorder, and like records it back to the beginning of the tape, just, and then clicks the play button. It crackles to life, and you hear the sound of a young man's voice. You hear who you assume to be Henry Samigina. Mom showed me something today, and it was interesting. It's funny. I like it. I like it a lot. And you hear this kind of like this cackling laugh in the background that kind of reminds you of Esther's laugh. There's like a blank spot for a bit. You don't hear anything. And you're about to like fast forward when you hear it come to life again. It says, "Come out. Come out. Dad, come out." You hear the sound of what sounds like the recorder dropping to the ground, clattering, and you hear a scuffle. You hear the sound of Henry and the sound of like Philip's voice. You hear Philip screaming and like a muffled thud, as then you hear the recorder being picked up again. Again, another blank spot, and you hear Henry's voice again. "So I killed Dad. He didn't want to see it. He didn't want to look. Too bad. So sad. Gotta go. Bottle." Another blank spot, and I imagine like like Hank and Benji are just like kind of like gawking at each other. Again, it crackles to life. "Making a book. Stay tuned."
Damn.
There's another bit where you hear the sound of what sounds like a sewing machine, just like the zzz of a sewing machine making something, and you hear Esther's voice like, "How does that look?" And he's like, "It's good. It's good. It's cool." Again, another dead spot. You hear Henry's voice. "Dad's back. He's telling me things. Things for the book." You hear a slamming door. And you hear a, "Put him over there." This time you hear Esther's voice. "You've seen it? How did you see it?" And Henry responds with, "In the mirror." Last thing you hear, Henry. "Mom showed me the mass today. She's working on something now, but we're almost done. Dad's been a great help." Hold on. You hear the sound of the recorder being put down. "Show me more. Show me more. Show me more. Show me. Show me. Show me." This like weird chanting. This like manic teenager. And you hear this weird squeaking sound in the background. And then there's quiet. And you hear a low, croaking voice. "And so we come to our end of sorts. A play that contains multitudes. All who died, all who live, all who yet shall, upon this stage forever." And then the tape ends. Benji, would you please roll me a sanity check?
My pleasure.
Nicely done, Joe.
Yeah.
0, 0, and 8.
You pass.
So I guess that's 8.
You pass. You recognize this is the final lines of the King in Yellow. You, just as you're about to put the tape down, you hear one last thing. I was wrong. You hear one last thing. You hear, again, Henry's voice. I found a way in. I'll send Dad first. Find me. And I think that is probably a pretty good place to stop.
Jeez. Cliffhanger
What the fuck?
much. Whoa. Just gonna let that sit in our brains for the next
Just
however
let it
long.
sit.
It's a worm in the back of my mind.
The horror of it isn't even what bugs me. It's the fact that we still don't know jack shit about
It's
anything.
the unknown.
That's what bothers me.
Yeah. What do you
They
think?
were drinking. Well, how could they? It sounded like they killed the dad, but then the dad's back. I don't know what that necessarily means.
Yeah.
When they first said that, I assumed that was the dad's, what was left of Philip in the bathtub, and they were like drinking
Yeah,
that weird
because he
concoction.
said Dad is helping out, so I assumed like that's how he was helping out. They're drinking his
Oh, maybe.
distilled remains in some sort of like
okay.
ritual, looking into the mirror.
Hmm.
But then he said he found a way in, and that he was sending Dad first.
Yeah, that
Oh,
doesn't
man.
track. And
Mm.
also, Joe said that when you saw Philip, it was actually Philip.
It appeared to be like. I didn't mean to state something like that. Like, no, that was Philip.
He cannot attest to the reality of what's happening.
It
Just
appeared
the
Okay.
observations.
due to the magical nature of whatever is happening. It was, as far as you could tell, 100% Philip. It was very.
So, in all likelihood, it is Philip whose body was dissolved in the bathtub when they were distilling his ichor through the ceiling. You
As-
see a weird filter.
As one does.
Maybe.
As one does.
Yeah.
Or this is the way in. Maybe the bathtub is the way in.
Yeah, you go
think-
first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
somebody's getting into
right
the
on
blood
in there.
pool.
The mirrors. I mean, there's the
All the
yellow.
mirrors.
The sigil is on all of the mirrors in the house, and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the kid said something about the mirrors being. I don't know. They have some significance that I can't put my finger on.
Well, Benji, when he swam into that room, saw something through the mirror. On the other side, he saw someone swimming in a great void. It appeared to be
Mhm.
Barbas.
Yeah.
Swimming.
Yeah.
So, mirrors, man.
Yeah.
Mirror world.
Yeah.
A city underneath mirroring another city.
Yeah.
Night floors. Impossible landscapes.
He
It's
said
all
it.
making sense.
He said it. All right. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. If you really like what you're hearing, man, you want to join our community, come on over to Reddit. It's attached to the bottom of this episode, wherever you're watching it. It's r/Greenbox Gaming. Also, if you really like what you hear, you want to get these episodes a week early, you're caught up, or you just want to help us out a little bit, head on to Patreon. Also,
Yeah, join our Patreon where we play our alternate game, Possible Landscapes, where we walk dogs and make sandwiches.
And it's nothing weird's happening. We're just living our lives. But yeah, that's linked below too. We really appreciate you joining us over there. It makes a lot of difference. Guys, thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
That was
Thanks,
a
man.
weird one. That was a good one.
A weird one,
Yeah.
a good one, a good weird one.
I like your creaky voice.
The vocal fry. It's real. But yeah, I like where this is going. I like what you guys are doing. I can't wait to do next one too. That's and those reasons are completely my own. Have nothing to do with anything that you guys are going to come into contact with. So just don't worry about it. Don't think too hard about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or we can
yeah.
do a smile and with like blank, empty stares while we're
Uh-huh.
thinking about it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Everyone listening, stay tuned for next time. Thank you so much for joining us on this crazy adventure. And as always, stay safe and stay sane. Bye.